Hey, yo, 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 what up, what up? Got a new microphone. Ha, yeah. Don't know if this sounds better than the previous microphone. So far, I've gotten some good feedback. Yeah, I've I've gotten some good feedback. I've had to. I'm still working on like the noise cancellation part of this. So I think like when I'm streaming, like by myself, hopefully I'm not making too much noise for y'all. But yeah, when I'm streaming by myself, I just realize it's best to like uh because this noise cancellation ain't no joke. So I have to just keep one ear covered because it is like a two-ear headset that I have with a microphone attached to it, and then it's connected to uh my electronic device, my laptop with like a USB. Yeah, so it's one of them USB headsets with a microphone. So I'm starting off that way. This is kind of a bridge uh, until I get the real deal Holyfield microphone. But this should be a good 1-2 punch for now. Just want to see what my clarity is like. Give me a one in the chat if I sound good. And I'm adjusting the microphone volume, so I don't know like if it'd be too loud for y'all. I'm trying not to make it too loud, so I think I'm gonna try to put it at a medium. Maybe at a medium. Yeah, kind of like I like some steaks, but some spices. But yeah, I think the microphone set at a medium should help out a lot. But but yeah, by the way, good evening to those that are in the chat so far. And for those in the clouds that shall come down. If even if you don't come down from the clouds, much blessings. Um yeah, what up, Brown Do Life? What up, fam? Most definitely. And hey, it was good talk. Was good, yeah. You already know. You already know. Hashtags away. Yes indeed, fam. Oh, all right, cool, Brown Do Life. You gave me a one in the chat. Um, just to give you a little bit of a background, um, well, pretty much everyone that's listening. Um, this live stream was probably my most overdue live stream. And actually, it was canceled at first. I could have had way more likes than what you see now. I think the first initial live stream of this type had almost 20 likes, and I hadn't even started this live stream yet. And I canceled that live stream. So what y'all seeing is just a new version of that live stream. The previous live stream that was canceled, I never did that live stream. It was just a scheduled live stream. At the time, I had a guest. It was a female guest that I was going to have on the panel, and we were going to get more into this topic about foxy females. But some things didn't work out, and so here I am again. After canceling that scheduled live stream, here I am, just yours truly. But you know, I had a lot of ladies that was like, "Hey Ray, when you gonna do that live stream about foxy females?" So here I am. But I think it's good, ladies and gentlemen, because being a fox doesn't just apply to a woman or a female. It also applies to the masculine too. Basically, fox or being foxy, it's not really a label, it's just a description. It just describes someone that's very I would say very witty, very crafty, just in many ways like what a fox is. When you see a fox, it's just pretty much like carefree. And it just kind of it just yet it's very smart, and yet also a fox is very whimsical. Whimsical just means um just playful. So so yeah, some people have that foxy nature. Some people have gotten to the point of where they put fox in their name. Jamie Foxx, Foxy Brown. Should I go on? Should I go on? Just giving y'all an idea. So this idea of being foxy has been around for a long time. But before I go in and we start to talk about it, let me see who else is up in here. Hey, what's good, Charlotte Swan? Good to see you as usual. Ice, what's good, Ice fam? You said he who has an accurate knowledge of human concerns alone is a man among brutes, but he who knows all that he can be, all that can, let me repeat that again. He who has an accurate knowledge of human concerns alone is a man amongst brutes, but he who knows all that can be known by intellectual energy is a god among men. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All day long. So, in many ways, this topic of the origin of foxy females kind of embodies that because it really, you haven't heard nobody talk about it. So here we are, you know? So, with that said, yeah, this is going to be next level type of topics, content that you're about to hear within this next hour. So with that said, just going back to this to the hashtags that Top brought up. Yes. Hashtag Macktopia, hashtag Mack Era, Macklantis, Mack Sauce, Return of the Jedi, the U.S. Enterprise, the us, you see? But we're going to bring all that into this live stream here because let's talk about these foxy ladies, shall we? And we can probably talk about maybe some gents in regards to this idea of being foxy. But let's go. So the idea of a foxy female is actually ambiguous. You know what I'm saying? It's actually ambiguous. So it's really kind of a terminology that really doesn't have an official merit to it. But over time, you've heard people say it many times, you know, but it does have history to it, you know, but nevertheless, quite a bit of history, quite a bit of ways you can tell that history, you know, hence this idea of it being ambiguous. You know, there's like more than one interpretation of this idea of what foxy can mean, you know. So and it's funny because, you know, I tend to tie myself to the wolf energy, but wolves and foxes get along. They get along great. You know, usually you'll see a wolf always play with a fox. It's pretty cool. That's a side note. But yeah, I see, to a certain extent, I see this idea of being a fox as a stage in the life of a feminine gender. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of a stage, you know, and you hear about a lot of different phases. You know, somebody might say a whole phase and things like that. But this foxy female, this description, not necessarily a label, is actually just a stage in her life. It has nothing necessarily to do with the whole phase or anything like that. It's just a stage, I think, that a lot of curious young girls go through. And it doesn't matter what type of feminine gender you end up, whether you end up a woman or less of a woman, you know, it's just, I think the curiosity amongst the feminine gender kind of brings about this foxy character about her. She's curious about the world that's around her. She asks questions, maybe to a certain extent, not questions, but maybe just this idea of wanting to kind of see how things come together, you know. So that's the idea, I think, starting out with how this foxy nature is, you know, something that comes about within the feminine gender. Hey, what's good, Emma? Good to see you once again. Good to see you once again. But let's kind of go into some of the details. So in the thumbnail, you're seeing my depiction of a foxy female per se. So let's start off with her red lipstick. This is just giving y'all an overview because this is important for y'all to know how these things come together to this idea of what a foxy female is. So history, or just this idea of talking about red lipstick. A little FYI, red lipstick is the only type of cosmetic. It's the only type of cosmetic cosmetic. I can't even say this word right. Red lipstick is the only type of cosmetic that is about assertion or assertiveness, you know, because other types of cosmetics that the feminine gender use is just to cover up flaws. You know, she might want a little bit of highlight on her cheeks or around her eyes, eyelashes, eyebrows, just certain highlights to cover up flaws, you know. But the red lipstick though, the red lipstick, it doesn't cover up flaws, and more or less it enhances. It's an enhancement. So if that makes sense in regards to what red lipstick is, you know, so the Foxy female, as y'all saw in the thumbnail, she definitely is enhancing a certain aspect about her. And of course, yeah, I wanted to use her as an avatar, but it wouldn't seem kind of right for you to see her face, but my baritone behind it. But to a certain extent, hey, that's actually not a bad thing, you know. A woman wants a nice voice behind her, you see. Who knows? If I even thought to do a sequel of this, I'll probably keep that in mind. You know what I mean? But yeah, exactly. Top red is the root chakra, and that's very important to the feminine gender in regards to this idea of a foxy female, or what the foxy female has come to be historically. And we're going to get into that. But red plays an important role in this idea of a foxy female. So keep that in mind. So yes, she's definitely tied in to her roots. You know what I'm saying? So that's important. I want people to know this, because I want y'all to really, where I'm getting at with this is that the foxy female is not what you may consider, like in regards to the popular narratives. Like some people equate foxy female to being a diva. No, that is not the same. It's not the same. I had that as a hashtag, by the way, but I removed diva from the hashtag because diva actually means something else, something a little more satanic, right? So foxy female has nothing to do with that. But all right, so let's continue on with this. We're gonna dive further deep into this rabbit hole. Let me see something here. I'm just trying to put a few more things together for y'all. So but yeah, the main thing that I want y'all to know, that in regards to everything about the foxy female, the reason why she's in red is because she's deep into her spirituality. Because like with what Top brought up about red being part of the root chakra, you know, red embodies a lot of spirituality. You know, so when you see foxy female per se, or a lady that's dressed up as a fox, or she's fox like, you know what I'm saying, she's a very spiritual type of a gal per se. So just keep that in mind. So, and we're just talking about the lipstick on the foxy female. Now, from what I've gathered, red lipstick is the most captivating for men. It's something about red lipstick, I guess. You know, every guy wants to have some type of red lipstick on him. Now, I don't know. Maybe some guys don't, because depending on what type of union you have, that might not be a good idea for you to have some red lipstick residue on you. But now, I also personally like black lipstick and pink lipstick on a gal, depending on her skin complexion. But red lipstick historically, you know, at one point, you know, it's an enhancement and it's captivating. But red lipstick is also, it was used as a weapon. So here's what I mean. Whether political or satanic, okay? Because it goes back to the spirituality. So yes, you'll see some occultic females, especially those who could be of the diva side, right? And they also wear red as well, you know, but they have nothing to do with this idea of what a foxy female is about. But it is taking on that aura of red and using it, and try to use it to the best of your ability, if you will, within that type of power dynamic, right? But let's just talk about pushing the satanic aside. Let's talk about just the political aspects of red lipstick. Now you got to keep in mind with all the women's rights movements and uh, certain rises of feminism and things like that that have come about depending on the history. Um, red lipstick was seen as a way of defiance. It was seen as more or less a sense of being a rebel. Like, you're not going to take my femininity away from me, or you're not going to take my essence as a feminine gender away from me, whether she saw herself as a real woman or not. You know, so red lipstick was seen as a weapon in that regard. And of course, yes, it can be a seductive weapon, but I think everybody kind of knows what that's about, the seductive weapon side of red lipstick. But yeah, see, the red lipstick, yes, seen as a weapon, whether political or satanic. But mind you, foxy females are neither satanic or political, you know. So over the years, with the history of what equates to a lady being a foxy female, uh, you know, as she was learning more about her womanhood, mind you, um, she was never tied into politics. I think it was just a sense of a lot of ladies having this sense of self-expression. And we'll get into at least some of these examples because, you got to know examples. So we'll get there too. Um, Now, red eyeshadow. You saw the red eyeshadow on that thumbnail of that foxy female. The red eyeshadow means going into a new territory. Unlike its red lipstick counterpart, you know, um, what I mean by unlike its red lipstick counterpart is, um, the red lipstick, every lady has this, it's popular to, hey, you want to pop off, you want to have this sense of looking gorgeous, even if it don't match your skin complexion, put on some red lipstick. So it's popular. Red lipstick is very popular. However, red eyeshadow is very underrated. It's very unpopular. So see, there's that aspect also of the foxy female. So you tie in what I said earlier about her spirituality as well as not being necessarily popular. But she felt that works best for her. So a lot of ladies, as they were growing up or as they were trying to make it through different societies, no matter what time of you look at the timeline of history, there was always a certain sector of the feminine gender that had this sense of self-expression where it was low key, but they were pretty much I would say untouchable, but yet to a certain extent questionable because certain societies didn't want to see that she was like a witch. But no one ever accused this type of a lady of being a witch because she never performed any type of witchcraft uh demonstrations. There you go. But yeah, let's get back to the red eyeshadow. Okay. Now see, like I said, the red lipstick, yes, that's popular. But the red eyeshadow is unpopular and it's very underrated. It's actually the most underrated color for eyeshadow. Red, yes, very underrated for eyeshadow color. Most associate red eyeshadow with Halloween. It takes a daring individual to use it as a cosmetic instead of a costume. And so, yes, someone that has this idea of being like the foxy female back in those days and even now, they don't mind taking on that challenge. It looks good on me. I know it don't look good on her, but it looks good on me. See, even this idea of wearing roses, as y'all saw with that on her head, that was just something else that you wouldn't see most feminine gender do. Well, you don't see a lot of ladies wearing flowers on her head nowadays anyway. So let alone a red rose. I used to always say, like, when I used to like I would see, like, let's say, I don't know, it doesn't really matter the ethnicity, but let's just say Mexican. I'd be like, hey, I think you would look good wearing a rose on your head, mamacita. See. So I think it's very endearing. I think it's very cool. When you think about the red rose, because all this ties in with a certain look that the Foxy females that I believe has in mind for herself going forward. Because it's about standing out. It's about having a certain message, but it's about also making sure that people don't misunderstand the message that she has about who she is, and how she goes about living her life. But she had to be very low key. She had to be very quiet. Emma said this interesting. You said blue eyeshadow is more common. Interesting. Didn't know that. Thanks for the gem. I appreciate that. Let me see this. Let me get off to some other things here, because yeah, we just getting started. So see it's this thing of when you see like one rose, on the head, let's say if it's just like depending on the culture, it's this idea that, I've just been thinking about this for quite some time. It's just all about that one partner, one partner that you're seeking. It's kind of like what is being emulated when you see like a young girl with a single rose on her head. But then when you see like multiple roses, this represents the fact that this has been something that's been repetitive in her life. So she has repetitive roses, repetitive love, repetitive affection. So once again, tying this in with the origin of Foxy females and how a lot of females of this type would dress this way back in the day to signify that they represented love. They did not want to have one see their beauty associated with witchcraft, because a lot of these ladies had natural beauty. You got to keep in mind, this was back in the days of antiquity, and certain ladies that had a certain look that was representative of beauty, one would quickly associate that person with being like a witch. Okay. But then you had another gal who had certain beauty, but it was even more natural. But it was her saying, I'm about love. I'm not about darkness. And so she had to go about looking a certain way, dressing a certain way to communicate that to people. And I've noticed this amongst the different cultures of certain ladies that did not want to be seen as a witch. I do have beauty, but it is not for dark reasons, So just kind of want to give people background, I guess, just because I've been talking for those who have not, who weren't here at the beginning. I see you, Lala. Ooh, la, la, la. I see you. Just been talking about kind of the assortments that are on the Foxy female. So her makeup, the roses on her hair, and we're going to even talk about that fox that y'all saw her holding on the thumbnail. We're going to get to the fox too. Hey, I mean, how could I miss that? We're talking about Foxy females. I'm going to have to talk about the fox. I sort of broke down for those who did not see the beginning. I broke down what being Foxy is. So yeah, Lala, just check out the replay. You'll just give you a better idea of that. But yeah, let's continue on. But my thing is like, back in the 30s, eyeshadow in particular was heavily popular in white America to cover up smoky eyes, because a lot of folks smoked back in the 30s. A lot of folk did, especially in white America. Very few of the feminine gender back in those days used makeup as an enhancement. Only Foxy females did. For Marilyn Monroe, there you go. That's my first example for y'all. Marilyn Monroe, she was probably considered one of the first few modern interpretations of a Foxy female. But see, the thing about Marilyn Monroe is that she used makeup for corrections as well as enhancement. Yeah, she really wore that red lipstick back in the day. And by the way, Marilyn Monroe hair was not naturally blonde. She bleached it. Her hair, she's actually Marilyn Monroe is actually a brunette. She was never a blonde. She bleached her hair. But that bleaching of her hair is what made Marilyn Monroe. And then you add on a little bit of red lipstick to it. And so that really popped her out. And she stood out, just being who she is, and just displaying this idea of a certain beauty that was not always seen in the 30s. So a lot of times this idea of a sex symbol came from a lot of the feminine gender of that type back in the day that had this sense of a natural beauty, or just a beauty that you don't see every day, you know. And so, like I said, these type of ladies had to be a certain way, you know what I'm saying? In order to let people see that they're not like from a witch background. I just have beauty, but I'm not bewitched. I'm not bewitched with the beauty, if that makes sense. Let's see. What you say, Lala? You said, when and where is the meetup you mentioned in on a comment slash video? What do you mean by that? If you can give me more, like more of a better breakdown of what you're trying to ask me. Just curious. Um, but yeah, that's the thing. So we're going to continue on. I kind of broke down to y'all, sort of the look, the makeup, some of the roses in her hair. Okay. Uh, Now we're going to break down the dress, because people tend to think foxy females have this red dress on. Nah, see, it's important, but it's not important. This red dress, the red dress arrived later in time for other reasons. The red dress had nothing to do with foxy females. Now, just in case somebody don't know, this idea of a red dress, that's also ambiguous. You know, actually, this origin of the red dress itself came from this lady named Anna Sage. Anna Sage was a Romanian American that was used as an informant against John Dillinger. Yes, the great, the gangster, if you will. You know, that John Dillinger. You said, did I see Emma's question? Let me see. Uh, did she ask me a question? Okay. Yeah, okay, I can answer that. Yeah, because I was gonna say kind of like what I told Lala. If there were certain parts that you missed, Emma, just yeah, check out the replay. But I can answer this question. And thanks for that. I appreciate that, Charlotte. Y'all looking out for me when I can't see it all. But no, the Foxy, I guess you could say, depending on your interpretation of the Lady of the Night. See, I see the Lady of the Night different. Yes, because foxes are nocturnal, but that doesn't mean she's a lady of the she's not the lady of the night like a working girl. Okay, so a lot of ladies back in these days, they had natural beauty, if you will, and a lot of them got paid just for their beauty, but they weren't doing things like the other gals were doing, like as working girls. Oftentimes they appeared for like artists like Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci. They were used as props for some of the most famous paintings that you see. The Mona Lisas. You know what I'm saying? These type of gals that you would associate with foxy females. So being a lady of the night, I guess from my perspective, given this is what you brought up, Emma, she would be the type that's just trying to make sure that she's stable. She has somewhere to live. She's not worried about someone trying to stalk her because of her beauty. So I would say she's just like a fox in that regard, just trying to make sure she has somewhere to go, but not because she's a hoe. So hopefully that answers your question in that regard, Emma. Let me see. Okay, looks like everybody been oh yeah, I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that red part top. Yeah, I see you trying to put some things in there. Yeah, I'm gonna get to all that. That's true though. Red is definitely also a color of power. Yes, indeed. Let me see this here. But yeah, let's get back to this. Anna Sage, the Romanian American that was used as an informant against the gangster named John Dillinger. Now, she was the other type of lady of the night. She was a working girl. But yeah, she was used as an informant because the thing about John Dillinger, he always liked to have a gal around, but he was hard to get caught. No, the FBI, the police, they could not catch him. So they had to bring some gal around to catch him. She basically lured him to a movie theater. You know what I'm saying? And because at this time John Dillinger was so known, but he could not be caught by the police. So there was this one time where there was this gal that had on the red dress. Now, here's this thing about the red dress. Her dress wasn't actually red that night, the night that John Dillinger got set up by her and killed by the police. Okay. Her dress was actually pink, but there was a fluorescent light at the movie theater that she met John Dillinger at, and it made her dress look like it was red, even though it was actually pink. So that's where the story of the red dress actually comes from. But ever since then, that's what we know about. And there's still different variations of this red dress story, but that gives y'all an idea of where this idea of the red dress came from. It's not what you think it is. And as you can see, it has nothing to do with foxy females. Okay. So let's continue on. This is something else that also doesn't have to do with foxy females, but I bring it up because people like to associate these things with foxy females. So yes, the red dress has nothing to do with foxy females. Now, what's next? Red high heels. That also has nothing to do with foxy females. No, it doesn't. Okay, so let's go on. Now, historically, heels for women, like back in the days, especially like in Europe, when the women wore heels, it helped them to appear taller and have better posture during their wedding. But what if I were to tell you that men started to wear heels more than women back in the days? Yes, a lot of guys started to actually wear heels a whole lot more. And I'd say to this day, you still see some guys wear heels, different types of styles, but still the same shape. But let's get started with how men started to wear these heels a lot more. Excuse me, y'all. Okay, so yeah, let's get started to how these guys started to wear these heels a lot more. Because yes, guys were wearing heels a whole lot more than women started to wear. See, this thing, okay, it goes back to what I just said. Women wanted to appear taller and have better posture during their wedding. So the reason why men started wearing those heels, because they also wanted to appear taller and have better posture. But it got to the point of where you had guys of royalty that were like, no, only royalty can wear those heels because we are the ones that are taller and have better posture. We are royalty, especially King Louis the 14th. Look him up. If you want to know even more in particular, King Louis the 14th actually was the one that made red heels stylish. Didn't think about that, did you? It wasn't a woman that made the red high heels stylish. It wasn't the foxy female. It was King Louis the 14th that made red high heels stylish. Okay. Now, it was a big deal back in the day that only royal men wore high heels, especially if they're red. Not even knights. No, the knights did not even wear high heels. Only the royal men within the castle wore these high heels. Okay. Now, like I said, they wore this to tower over their subjects. They wore this to have that posture, that superiority. The women, they stopped them from wearing those heels. Okay. Because of the duality, if you will. The man is over you. The man is taller. He should in front of him see like his greatness. So he's going to make himself even more of a tower if he can. Uh, yeah, exactly, Emma. Yeah, King Louis the 14th, the first one to wear them red bottoms. Them red bottoms. King Louis the 14th. Yes, indeed. Now, but yeah, here we go. Um, it was a big deal because if anybody that wasn't royalty wore those high heels, off with their head. Yes, guys got decapitated if they were not royal and they were trying to wear high heels like the royalty did. Hey, what's good, cool gent? Good to see you up in the building. Long time, but good to see you come back around, fam. Most definitely. So, uh, but yeah, it was a big deal. The dudes that weren't royal got their heads cut off if they were caught wearing those high heels. And it's kind of funny because you think about how some of this style or fashion has come to be now, especially when you see guys of a certain personality, guys that keep it pimping. You know, if you want to go there, if you see the type of gaiters they wear, you know, this sense that, man, why you guys wearing these gaiters? You know, why you guys wearing these gaiters? You see, they think royal, you know what I'm saying? They think nobody else should wear those, you know. But here's where I want to kind of fast forward so that I stay on topic. I'm just giving y'all some side notes here. Um, Eventually, you know, restrictions, they got rid of restrictions. And so high heels became a fashion for both men and women. As a result, high heels for women evolved into what we call today stilettos. And for men, the high heels evolved into today what we call boots. So, yes, a boot is a male version of a high heel. Food for thought. Now, I just said all that to really say a lot of people associate a lot of these things I just mentioned with foxy females, you know, but only a few of those things really actually did. I'd say at the most, just what highlights her face, like with certain makeups, lipsticks, um, and even maybe from time to time a rose that she puts in her hair. But with that said, because we deal with modesty and things like that, you got to remember, like once again, foxy females were used. You know, these chicks back in the days of antiquity that had natural beauty that were used as props for artists like Leonardo DiCaprio and Michelangelo. You know, they had this certain beauty that, you know, they literally were given makeup to put on their faces and to walk around as this work of art. You know, God bless you for being born and having this beauty, you know. So, and that goes into a lot of ideas of the origins of design was from females that have this sense of natural beauty. So this is really part of what I mean by the origin of foxy females. One can equate that to the origin of females that had natural beauty, you know, that had this type of beauty that you would want to enhance, that you would want to do more to, kind of like a nice car that you want to modify. That's basically what you get with a foxy female. Now, what you get out of this whole idea of a diva is the opposite. You got chicks who probably ain't got that beauty, but they gonna try to have their own sense of what they think beauty is. You know what I'm saying? They gonna try to do it up, you know, on their own. You know, so but that's a side note. But that's to let y'all see that foxy and diva are not the same at all. And diva has a lot to do with also being deviant. Okay, in part of the satanic. But y'all have to look that up. You know, don't take my word for it. I'm just kind of throwing this out there to give y'all a different perspective on things. Now, before I get to that, I want to also say, hey, what's good, Cortez Smith? Good to see you once again, fam. And yes, that's correct, cool gent. Part of this idea of the vintage woman. I brought up Marilyn Monroe earlier, you know, just kind of tying in with part of the origins of the foxy females, because, you know, foxy female is not necessarily a label. It's just a description. It's a description of a lady that has this sense of natural beauty, you know. But yeah, let's talk about this fox that y'all saw the female wore on her in the thumbnail. And hopefully this live thus far has been cool for y'all. And I know it's kind of late in the live for me to say this, but hopefully some of y'all have grabbed your popcorn, your nachos, your hot dogs, and your soda. I wasn't sure if this particular live stream was going to be a doozy. This is kind of experimental what I'm doing tonight, but I think it's something that's worthwhile considering how at first it was conceptualized. You said, cool gent. Let me see what you said, fam. You said the women in those times carried themselves way different. Yup, most definitely, whether good or bad, but it was one easy for one to identify. You know, you knew if she was a witch, you knew if she was beauty, you know. And all and like I said, you know, like I like to say, like beauty and beautiful are two different things. Okay. A man makes a woman beautiful. Yes, a man makes a woman beautiful, but a woman can have beauty. Yes, on her own, she can have beauty, but a man makes a woman beautiful. So there's definitely beauty in the beast. But I'd say this, she's a beast if she hasn't had a man in her life to make her beautiful out of her beauty. You see? Oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool, fam. I appreciate that. I appreciate you sharing my lives. Also, shout out to Ice. I appreciate you sharing my lives as well, fam. Uh, yeah, exactly. Elegant. You know, that's also another aspect of Foxy females. Um, because since I do female woman logic in my channel, it's this idea that the Foxy female hasn't quite ran into a certain man yet, but as she's growing more into her womanhood, she's starting to learn more about her beauty. So yes, this idea of elegance and grace, you know, embodies the Foxy female, given her natural beauty already. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but yeah, like I told everybody before, just to give some of y'all a refresh, but check out the beginning of this live on the replay. Foxy female having her natural beauty is different than the witches back then who had this sense of beauty, but it wasn't necessarily natural. You didn't know how she got that beauty. You just saw that she had it, right? And we see that now, do we not? Do we not see that now? Okay. I rest my case on that one. But let's talk about this fox. I didn't want to digress too much, but the fox that the Foxy female wore on a thumbnail. Okay. Now, in medieval times, if her clothes were too tight, you know, or if she didn't have clothes, or sometimes maybe she could be very revealing. It depends on the way her body was. She was instructed to cover up with foxes. So that gives y'all even more of a direct idea of the origin of Foxy females. She literally had to wear foxes to cover up her beauty. But given that the fox also is quite a beautiful creature itself, it just made her look even more dynamic with her beauty to have this fox covering up the natural beauty that she already had. So there you go. Now, from there, you know, from those medieval times, it transitioned into a modest necessity. You know, now this idea of being a modest necessity is just because fox fur is very warm. It's very insulating. They have a double layer, like a lot of like just like wolves. Wolves have a double layer. Most animals that live in the Arctic or in cold climates, they have a double layer of fur. They have like an upper coat and a lower coat. So that's what it meant by a modest necessity. You know, a lot of ladies back in the days, they just wanted to be warm. But over time, it became a fashion for only the affluent around the Renaissance period. You know, that's kind of when you started to see the fox fur switch from practicality to more of a status symbol, you know. And from there on, you know, it just took off. Like, you know, you weren't popping unless you had that fur on you. You know what I mean? And so now we see, you know, fox, chinchilla, mink, you know, all these different furs. Now, there's fox fur and there's fox furs. I ain't trying to throw no bars at y'all, but I'll just type it up in the chat for y'all. You know, fox fur and fox fur. Yeah, yeah. Let me type it up for y'all, so y'all know what I'm talking about. Let me put a comment there, I guess. Yeah, let me put that in the chat for y'all. Put that on the screen. Fox, fox. Now, FAUX, fox. That just means like false, like fake fur, kind of like similar to like in race cars they use Alcantara. Alcantara is kind of like fox leather. You know that so that way I guess they don't slaughter too many cattle, I guess, but it also enhances. It's like an enhancement of the natural hide, but even better for motorsport. It's even better for motorsport. So yeah, the same thing with fox fur or fox fur. Just trying to make it to where you don't kill off all the foxes. So find ways to make fake fox fur, you know, or just say fox fur. But yeah, there was a big outcry of that, as of late, because it's about the well-being of foxes, you know. But that's a side note, you know. But that's just giving y'all an idea of how all that came to be. And so basically, a lot of chicks try to emulate this idea of what a foxy female is, if you will. You know, a lot of them want to emulate and imitate that life, but a lot of chicks don't really have the natural beauty like that. A lot of chicks do not look good with foxes on them, kind of like that old lady off of 100 Dalmatians. I don't know who that lady is. Maybe one of y'all can put her in the chat, but she did not look good if she had on foxes. So yeah, you got a lot of chicks out here who try to look a certain way and they don't have the natural beauty for it. But the idea of the foxy female, she kind of had that Jessica Rabbit kind of a look to her. You know what I'm saying? You could see the natural look in her. And I'm not gonna lie, like a lot of people in some ways have equated Kim Kardashian as like the modern version of Marilyn Monroe. Now I know ladies, don't judge me. I know some of y'all like but I'm just saying, as far as how she's put herself out there, her looks, the fact that a lot of chicks try to emulate her, as back in the days of Marilyn Monroe. And even, oh my goodness, back in the days there were so many more elegant women besides Marilyn Monroe, but they got no love, they got no play, they were under recognized. Forget unrecognized, they were under recognized. And I say even now, one could probably say that too, like Kim Kardashian just taking up too much of the spotlight. There are more gals out there who have more beauty than her. I'd say, yeah, speaking of her, yes, the singer Her. Yes, I like her a lot. When Aaliyah passed away, I was like, but then Her came out. I'm like, oh yeah, I could rock with this. Yeah. Let me see this. Cortez. Oh, Corella. Yeah, exactly. Corella would not look good with fox. No, Corella would not look good with fox furs on her. She is definitely not a foxy female because she doesn't have that natural beauty to her to where you would think foxes would look good on her as well. You said, Emma, only after the surgeries. Yeah, exactly. But see, now the bar is set because a lot of chicks I've ran into, a lot of them want to have breast reductions. A lot of them want to do this. They want to cut up on their bodies. They want to do all these things, and it's sad, just to have that Jessica Rabbit look. It's like, oh baby. But of course, we call it Tatiana look. You want the big hips, small waist, nice rack. That Coca-Cola body, if you will. That Tatiana look. Definitely not a foxy female. It has to be what I say, natural beauty, natural. Not surgical, natural. But yeah, let's talk about the color red though, because yes, Top, he brought up some good points earlier. Red represents power, but also red represents passion. It represents alert. It represents danger, just to name a few. And that's on top of the fact that red also, yes, represents the root chakra. It also represents within the root chakra this idea of love and spirituality, just this wholeness, this down to earth aspect. It's in your face, like amongst the light spectrum Red is right in your face. And right now, I'm actually sipping on some sweet red, Carlo Rossi, on the ice. Yeah, and I love it. Now, I thought about this too because I said how foxy females have nothing to do with divas. Now, this is just my opinion. What I'm about to say is strictly my opinion, okay? But I think to a certain extent, a chick that grew up as like a foxy female despised this idea of sisterhood because it's like the Cinderella. You know, you look at you, you're gorgeous. You definitely could be the one that's foxy out of all the, you know, all the girls that you grew up with. Look at you though. Look at you. You know, but the sisterhood just basically to me is a gang of gals that are mad about that one gal who looks better than all of them. But that's my opinion. Like I said, it's my opinion. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. But but I think over time, if you think about it, like a lot of chicks with natural beauty, they've had to fight a lot growing up. Girls are jealous, want to beat them up, wanting to mutilate them. You know what I'm saying? Trying to tarnish them of their natural beauty. You know, if I had a daughter, I would have to like, yo, I couldn't have her probably growing up around a lot of other girls. I couldn't. No, they're jealous. They see the foxiness about my daughter. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? So I probably couldn't have her around these clicked up chicks. These clicked up, caked up chicks. Yes. They caked up with their makeup and it's fake up. You know what I'm saying? And no telling what they look like when they wake up. So, but the foxy female is just more or less, like I said, if she's doing those red lipsticks and eyeshadows and things like that, that's just more or less an enhancement for her. It's like she already had the natural beauty without the makeup. And of course, there's been this big stir of the moment of chicks, for example, like, oh yeah, what J-Lo looked like without the makeup on. Of course, Alicia Keys, she dealt with that a long time ago. And actually, Alicia Keys, like when I see her now versus back then, she's growing more into like her look without the makeup. Like, yo, like Alicia Keys, is she possibly a foxy female too? Oh, look at Alicia Keys without the makeup on. Okay, okay. So yes, natural beauty, ladies. So if you've gotten anything from this live stream so far, the origin of foxy females has a lot to do with natural beauty. It has nothing to do with being bewitched. You're not a witch, okay? So you're not trying to be like Corella, like Cortez Smith said earlier. Yeah. You're not trying to be like her. You said ice. Let's see what you said. Being pretty hurts more than you know. Exactly. Exactly. So, that's probably another thing with the this idea of the natural beauty of the let me say it again. This makes me think of some other issues, I think, like with those who have this natural beauty. She still wants to express herself as like feminine, like a woman, like a lady. She wants to be appreciated. She wants to be appreciated. At the same time, she don't want to be around a dude that's thirsty. Like, do you just only want me for my beauty? See, what makes people think that a chick like that wasn't asking these questions back in the days of antiquity? Okay. My thing is of course they had these questions back in the day. Like I said, she had to be someone that had to literally fear for her life because she didn't want to be accused of being a witch due to her beauty. Okay. Now, there were a lot of things that made a chick was a witch versus a foxy female back in the day. There was things that the witch did to try to enhance her beauty, even though she never had that natural beauty in the beginning. So let's continue on. I was thinking also this idea about holding other females accountable. Now, really in a nutshell, a foxy female, I don't think is necessarily about holding other females accountable. I think more or less she's just about reflecting on things. I think self-reflection, not necessarily self-actualization. I know some people have been talking about that lately in these spaces, But I think it's more so self-reflection. I think a foxy female has to deal with this all the time because of her natural beauty reflection. Get it? So, but the way she reflects upon herself could probably be a sense of accountability just by the way she has to reflect upon herself. Like, look, I have these natural, I can't help the way I was born. I was born with this beauty, beauty sleep. Okay. I can't get a beauty sleep. I have to wake up. I have a life I have to live. And I have to deal with these things every day. And I think it's important I be around people that understand where I'm coming from. So there you go. Boom. That's one aspect of accountability without her even mentioning it. You know, the fact that she needs to be around people that understand where she's coming from, that they're just not there to be gazing at her beauty all the time. Like, she's like, for crying out loud, I'm human. I'm human. So, okay, Lala, okay. Oh, she got a grown and sexy little quote. Let's see what you said, Lala. I was always teased for being bootylicious growing up. Now they are paying for it. Go figure. Hey, whatever it takes, right? That could be part of that foxy female now. Uh, you got to think also, like, when it came to like cars like Ferraris, you know what I'm saying? They were sculpted, they were inspired. Like, the aerodynamics is actually inspired by the body of a woman. Did y'all not know this? The rib, curvature of the rib. Ice Turner, he brought that up in one of the lives that we did about invading her cosmos. Okay. Curvature. Okay. The best looking cars in the world were based on curves, French curves. Okay. You don't have to be French, ladies. Just saying. That's what they call it in the world of design. French curves. But so you got to think like with foxy females, like, their curves inspired the curves of the Ferraris as time went on. They literally had gals lay down on their stomach, you know? And I won't go into too much detail. I'm trying to not make this too grown and sexy tonight. But let's just say she had to lay down on her stomach, because sometimes that developed the right posture, the right design of whatever type of race car that the Ferrari was going to look like. Same thing with certain motorcycles. If you look up the motorcycle brand Ducati, a lot of those motorcycles were inspired by the curvature, the natural curvature of certain ladies. Obviously, these had to be foxy females. They had certain proportions that were undeniably built with natural beauty. Now, let's get back, okay? Melanated ladies. Now, in regards to the ebony, because I've been saying that more so than just saying black, black chick this, black chick that. I'm trying to do things different at my channel. So when I say ebony, I say that instead of saying black. If I say ivory, I say that instead of saying white. Ivory can also mean anyone that's not ebony. So there you go. But nevertheless, for the ebony, in France, oh my gosh, yes, the standard of beauty in France was not the ivory. The standard of beauty in France was the ebony. For many years in the 1920s, the 1930s, look it up. Some of the best actors, the best female actors, some of the best female singers were ebony ladies that became nationalized citizens in France. Look this up. I kid you not. Now, going back to the bootylicious comment by none other than Ooh La La La. My thing is that shapes have so much changed over the years. And I think now is what we are seeing more or less now is like what we would consider a foxy female is changing, because people don't even know what natural is anymore. So yeah, you say you had that type of shape growing up. So yeah, awesome if you've maintained that and you've been able to keep yourself up. That's awesome. Obviously, if you're still maintaining yourself, that speaks a lot to your natural beauty, because a lot of that is lacking, especially in this day and age. just as natural curvature. You know, it should be natural. I mean, that's what's lacking. So the origin of foxy females, one can also associate that with, like I said, natural beauty, but also I believe healthiness. Because also, as y'all noticed in that thumbnail, look at the skin of the lady that's in that thumbnail. The skin looks good. Okay, her skin looks good. Natural beauty. Okay, versus witches. Now, witches will make themselves look very natural. Will they not? Now, I also think with the foxy female, she had a harsh upbringing, not necessarily a promiscuous individual by nature. Maybe she had to go through certain aspects of promiscuity, but I'm pretty sure she was one of those types that, like, you know what, you just only want me for one thing. You like my body, but you don't like me for me. She was probably one of those type of chicks that quickly put on her clothes and ran off. And if it was in the days of antiquity, she probably had a nice little knife stuffed behind her bra or her panties or whatever, just in case the guy was like, "Oh, please stay, don't leave." Like, no, you don't even really want me. Now step away, and I don't want to have to poke you, you know. But you know, I think where I'm going with this is yeah, I mean, she's just always been persecuted because of her natural beauty. Okay, she's always been persecuted for that. So that witch of a mother that she had, who was jealous because she didn't have that natural beauty that her daughter has. See, we deal with this even now, do we not? The new crop of foxy females that are being born in 2021, given the date of this live stream. Their witch of their mothers hate them because of their natural beauty. You know, the mother already hit the wall. She did not take good care of herself. It's good that you've been taking care of yourself. La la, ooh la la la. That's good. Oh, I appreciate that. You know, hey, I'm just all about the truth, you know. Knowing the truth will make you free. That's what I do. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. But you know, there's something else I could easily go into this idea of her harsh upbringing, but I think a lot of us can pretty much deviate from that. So we'll leave that there. I just wanted y'all to ponder on this idea, that idea, if you will, of the origin of foxy females. This is in many different wavelengths, if you haven't noticed already. Now, here's another historical account. Okay. Now, in China, 1958, there was this idea of the Iron Woman. Okay. The Iron Woman. Yes, she was kind of the predecessor to the Independent Woman. Okay. Now, a very stark contrast to foxy females as well, or those with natural beauty. Yes, the Iron Lady definitely did not have a natural look, or they did not want her to look natural. And I think that's what happened. So we're going to explain this because China has this idea, or at least they had the idea back then. Not throwing shade at China, because, you know, I'm just saying, you know, we you know, people around the world are listening to yours truly right now. But back in those days, China had more of this this unisex thing, more of this corporate androgyny going on. Not to say they were actually androgynous, but it was like a corporate androgyny where they wanted the females to look just like the males. While they're on the workforce, you have to do the same labor as the guys do. You can't really try to come off looking feminine. You have to, like, be willing to work your butt off. You know what I'm saying? Just like a man does. And so, because they, in China at the time when they became communists, it was just about manpower. They didn't care if it was manpower or woman power. They just wanted that power, you know? So it didn't matter. They needed every hand that they could get upon becoming a communist country, right? So the only time you saw the beauty, if you will, of a Chinese lady, whether a female or a woman, it was used for propaganda. It was used to try to lure a lot of the females from the countrysides and the rice paddy fields in China to come into the main city of China to do work, to build the communist nation, you know, to build this People's Republic of China. So they would have these propaganda ads where they would have these females wear red lipstick. Oh, did I say that? Did I say that? Yes. Wear red lipstick. Look foxy. They'll have her look like she's gorgeous. Now you know good and well these chicks ain't looking like that. They out there working their butt off. Like the sweatshops that make the Nikes that y'all got on y'all feet. Going to certain parts of China, and you see them gals ain't looking like that when they working. You know, uh, so a lot of China's with the ladies there, they deal with femininity a little bit different. They're not really trying to be independent women. They were kind of forced into this idea of being masculine, and they're trying to still identify as being feminine. So that's why, like, if y'all go get some lo mein, y'all get some stir fry at the, I don't know, whatever Chinese restaurant you went to, and you see that, you know, you see the old lady in the back, and she comes up to you in the front. You know what I'm saying? And she's kind of like that old battle axe. Well, that's because she's from that generation that, communists in China made it to where a lady couldn't be feminine. She had to work like a man in those days. And so she still has that masculinity that she can't help. It was forced on her, you know. But yeah, the femininity in China was definitely used as as propaganda, you know. But there wasn't really this idea of a foxy female. Like, actually, this idea of a foxy female was basically forbidden in China. Like, how are you going to try to stand out with your natural beauty that we only use that as propaganda? We need you for the workforce. Who told you to try to show yourself publicly in this way if it's not of our doing? You see, you can see how that can make a lot of different problems, and a lot of these things did occur in China. Hence, some fled, went to places like Hong Kong, went to places like Singapore, okay? Went to places like Taiwan. Some came here, okay? Started up Chinatowns, But there's still a lot of that old tradition that some of the Chinese families bring here. But that just kind of gives y'all an idea of that aspect of foxy females, how it was used in a different light, to try to make it appear like it belongs to this idea of an iron woman or independent woman of China or being a diva. No, these are not natural beauties. Iron woman of China is not a natural beauty. Independent woman or a diva is not a natural beauty. I hate to say it. Hope I didn't bust anybody's bubble, but I got to continue on. So we're about an hour and 8 minutes into this live, and there's definitely quite a bit that I could bring up, but I think I'm going to condense some of my talking points. I appreciate everybody that's been in the building listening to me, thus far. Let me kind of see what y'all been saying before I continue on with some of the things that I need to talk about. And it's funny, Lala, you're getting ahead of me. I was going to talk about the Sigma part. I was going to get there. Now, you said, Emma, we can all relate to that. Jealousy becomes, we can all relate to that. Jealousy because of natural beauty. Exactly. Most definitely. Oh, yeah, the days of Chairman Mao. Oh, yeah, that's when it all started. Oh, yeah, most definitely. All right, now, and who knows? I mean, I'm not really one to just like post notes and research and have y'all like, hey, here's my references. Hey, here, check me out. So you know that I'm telling the truth. I think because this is so unconventional, I might actually leave references for y'all. Maybe in the comment section, a pinned comment, for those listening to this on the replay, so y'all can actually see like, hey, I read some of the stuff that's out there, and you can read more. I just did surface level because I knew this stuff was out there already, but I just wanted y'all to see that I knew what I was talking about. Oh yeah, no problem, Top. No problem, fam. You know how we get down. For sure, man. Anytime, man. For sure. Uh, now, here's the thing. Like, once again, I also feel that in regards to like the foxy female having this natural beauty, foxy females also historically have untapped beauty. Okay, untapped beauty, because, for example, Selena. Oh man, that was another chick that I liked. Oh my goodness, Selena. Oh my goodness, Selena. Let me stop. I get sad thinking about Selena, man. Selena, that was my girl. She definitely had untapped beauty, and she was taken out because of jealousy, like Emma just brought up. That happened to Selena. Okay, untapped beauty, meaning that, you know, there was more in store. The best was still yet to come, if you will. You know, untapped potential, untapped beauty. There was a lot more to Selena. And I believe, too, this idea of what the foxy female is. Someone just needs to tell you, baby, that you're beautiful. That's all. But I believe it comes from a man that knows how to see you the way he wants to see you in regards to what beautiful is. Beautiful. See, ladies, and this is a side note. When a man says you're beautiful, it's not that he's necessarily giving you a compliment. He's saying that you're beautiful because he sees how your beauty can be applied into his life, how he can mold you. You know, that's why a man tells you that you're beautiful. Okay. Now, if you got a guy that's just telling you're beautiful because he's going off your beauty, that guy does not appreciate, and he does not even understand this concept of what beauty is. See, sweetie, when I say that you're beautiful, I'm just trying to tap in to your untapped beauty. You see? So that's where that comes from. Okay. Um, Now let's get back to this idea that, let me see here. And I'm glad y'all don't think I'm boring. You said Charlotte, wasn't she a singer? Yes. Latina singer, Mexican. Yes. Now, there was some controversy behind it because she was what, an autobiography movie. It was the actor for Selena was Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez is not Mexican, she is Puerto Rican. So there was a controversy about that, but that's here nor there. Side note. You said Emma. So the foxy female is a Sigma, not a Twilight, because she's more independent. Well, that's a very good question, Emma. That's a very good question. Um, well, my thing is that my thing, I believe, is that I'm gonna take a sip to that. Hold up. I actually think that there are things about her that makes her to where she has a Sigma lifestyle at times, but I see her as more enigmatic than actually a Sigma. But she does sometimes have certain aspects that one can say is like a Sigma lifestyle, you know, because of many times she had to be on her own and she had to learn things on her own. But there was also a part of her that naturally stood out to where she ended up as a standalone. That's the whole enigmatic side of things. So yes, she was like a Sigma, and in she was a Sigma and Enigma at the same time. So I see that about uh, the foxy female. But basically, to break down in layman's terms, she was an Enigma that sometimes had a Sigma lifestyle, if one can break that down even further. Because yeah, there was many times, I'm pretty sure, because of her beauty, she had to have many days where she cried alone, where she sometimes hated that she had this beauty, that she didn't understand how beautiful she really was. So you get a lot of chicks like this right now, even on Instagram. They don't really appreciate or really know how beautiful they really are because they haven't been shown that. They haven't even wanted to know what that's like. but they know of their beauty. Well, yes, they do, you know. But when a lady knows that she's beautiful, or she's been made to understand how beautiful she is, no longer is she depressed about her beauty. No longer does she have low self-esteem about her natural beauty. Okay. Now, but see, I think also going forward, let me see. There's something. There's this thing I also wanted to bring about. Let me see. How she makes some people intimidated. She doesn't even try. You know, she's just as depressed as the girl that thinks of herself as the ugliest one in the room. 1 second, y'all. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Hey, what's good, Polo? What's good, fam? Um, you said what about wolf or other types? Oh yeah, man, I'm gonna get on into that too. I got a couple of videos coming up, by the way. As a side note, gonna be talking about different aspects of wolves, man. Oh yeah, I got something coming up really good, man. It's gonna talk about. You'll see it. It's gonna have the title Apex in it. Look forward to that. It's gonna have the title Apex in it. Keep that in mind. Hint, hint. Uh, you said, Lala. You said, never born. I'm in class right now. My heart is so full. Hey, I appreciate that. Right on, right on, right on. But yeah, another thing I wanted to talk about what you said, Emma, because I just broke down the whole Sigma aspect of your question. Now, Twilight. Yes. Um, Now, I won't say because she's more independent. Because she doesn't strive to be independent. She was just put in certain positions to where she had to be self-sufficient. That's kind of like what happened to Marilyn Monroe. If you learn more about her backstory, most people did see like she had this natural beauty, and they just threw her in the spotlight out of the blue, you know. And lo and behold, here's Marilyn Monroe. I mean, what is a chick supposed to do? You know, so I'd say she wasn't necessarily independent. She was more self-sufficient. She had to learn on the fly, basically. So I really believe that definitely ties in with what Sigma is. Just things you learn on your own, especially on the fly. You know, but this aspect of being a Twilight, yes, a Twilight, that is something very specific. Twilight, even back in the days of antiquity, a Twilight is rare. Okay, is rare because a Twilight only becomes a Twilight when she is around a man that is like a Black Knight. No, not like a Black Knight. He is a Black Knight. Simple as that. Because she is taking a piece of his light. Because when you see the Twilight, what is a Twilight? The Twilight is just basically the piece of a sunlight. Now, the thing that's beautiful about Twilights is Twilights develop before dawn and let me see, before dawn and after dusk. Okay. Now, you don't know what dawn and dusk is. Dawn and dusk is when the sun appears in the horizon, whether it is rising or setting. That's dawn and dusk in a nutshell. So that period of time when you see the sky all colorful, but you don't see the sun out yet, that's the twilight. Okay. So that's just a piece of the sunlight. Okay. So that is what, in my logic, the feminine gender represents when she takes on a man's light. And that's just a piece of his light because he has so much light within him. He's only giving you a piece of him from time to time, which is more than sustainable, you know? Just like that early sunrise or that sunset, more than sustainable, very captivating. So, but I believe in this day and age, this can only be possible when she runs into a man that's a Black Knight. And I say Black Knight because it's, we see what the society is like. We don't see, we see all these white knights. So we see all these monks, nothing against guys that want to be monks, but we see either white knights All we see monks that want to go their own way. What we do not see is black knights that are still out in the field, out in the battlefield. Ooh, did I say that? That's another level for y'all, But the Black Knight, he goes through the battlefields. He sees the scorching earth. He doesn't try to save the damsels, but the damsels come to him. He didn't go to them. They came to him, if you will. But see, when she takes on his light, that's when she becomes a twilight. But I'd say a foxy female, she definitely has the potential of being a twilight if she ran into a black knight. I'd say for her, she would actually be a great benefit. She'll be probably a better twilight in many cases because she's not necessarily coming to him as a damsel in distress. See, she may not necessarily even be in distress. That's what I meant to say. Okay, let's see what else everybody was saying. Emma, you also said Marilyn was smart too, married to Arthur Miller. Yeah, oh yeah. So there you go. She wasn't necessarily a damsel in distress. Proving my point right there. But she actually sees value. I believe that. I believe foxy females see value. Over time, they do, that is. Once they start to tap into their beauty and one tells them a lot about how beautiful they are or how beautiful they can be in their life. Like if I told a chick how beautiful she can be in my life, she'll start to understand what I mean by value. So she'll start to see value more. She'll start to understand and appreciate it more. Okay. But without my influence or intervention, she's going to be having still a lot of low self-esteem. And of course, it's going to be her willingness. It's going to be her willingness that has to help her get out of this drought of having low self-esteem. Okay. But just to wrap everything up, hopefully this kind of gives y'all a little idea of this idea of foxy females. As a summary, I said earlier, basically foxy females is not a label. It's just a description. So anybody can have the traits of being foxy, but it's based on the condition that you have this sense of natural beauty, And in many ways, it don't take much for one to that natural beauty that's about you. Okay. So, and I've given y'all different examples, and if there's any questions, feel free to put that in the chat right now. Those listening to this on the replay, feel free to do the same. Okay. But yeah, definitely some more live streams on the way in a few days, touching more on ideas about, well, twilights. Yeah, we're gonna break down twilights. I got to keep bringing it up because yes, it's something that I'm realizing a lot of people are starting to really starting to catch wind of when I brought up this idea of twilight. If you heard anybody else bring up twilight, y'all know where they got it from. They got it from yours truly. Okay, but a lot of people like the topics of it, and hey, we could talk about it more as long as y'all want me to, right? Now, yeah, Polo, yeah, I'm gonna be doing more on this wolf thing, man, but it's gonna be in a different way. It's gonna be even more illustrious, if you will, even more impeccable. You'll see what I mean in the next few days, fam. Real talk. But keep in mind the word apex. Keep that in mind. Let's see. But yeah, it looks like everybody been pretty good. I appreciate y'all stopping by. But yeah, I'll do my little closing statement here. Y'all got any more questions? Feel free to throw that in the chat. This has been very much a very unconventional live stream. I never thought I'd go down this rabbit hole, and this is just the beginning. So if any one of y'all want to spin off from this, do your own thing, feel free. Just keep me in mind. Remember me, So but yeah, this is interesting because I hear a lot about Foxy, but hopefully what y'all get from this live stream is that Foxy is not what everybody tries to make it out to be. Foxy has nothing to do with the girls that walk the corner at night, has nothing to do with anything bad. Foxy has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the playful, cunning, curious nature of a fox itself. And especially how this particular type of feminine gender had to use all those foxy capabilities in order to survive, based on the fact that her beauty was always under a microscope. And let me see what Top said. You said, Top, Ray, do you have a subscription to StreamYard? I guess I don't know what you mean by an actual subscription to StreamYard. I have an account, but I guess I would have to know exactly what you mean by that question. But yeah, I definitely want to do more with StreamYard. That's for sure. Okay, Lala, good to have you by. Yes. Yeah. You say you enjoyed everyone. I enjoyed you too. I'm glad you enjoyed everyone here. I enjoyed you too. Emma, you said, let's see what you said here. See, you said, well researched and interesting, Ray J. Thanks. Peace out, everyone. Yeah. Much thanks to you for stopping by. And I appreciate you stopping by for sure. Most definitely. But yeah, hopefully this brings a little bit more clarity to y'all. If you've never heard no one talk about anything in regards to foxy females, well, you know what? I just answered the question that nobody asked. And you'll see more of this in the days to come. Hopefully this live made sense to some. Maybe this live did not make sense to others. But to the others that this live made sense to, feel free to hit that like button, especially those listening to this on the replay. And if this is your first time stopping by and you like this live stream, and maybe you've checked out some of my uploads, my very short videos, and you like what you hear, well, just know that there's definitely more in store. So feel free to subscribe, share this live, as well as my other content on my channel. If you go into my playlist, I have a lot of different playlists that you can check out. I'm pretty diverse at this channel, so I'm pretty sure there's something for you within each one of my playlists. And if not, let me know. I'll make a playlist for you. Oh, hey, what's good, Win? Good to see you once again. You said Foxy, aka observes the scraps of husband jobs and makes something. Interesting perspective. Interesting. You said, Lala, do you know me? I swear I think you do. Hey, I don't know what to say. It's all in the cosmos. I don't know. Things just work out that way. It's not a coincidence that everybody is here at this live stream, even those listening to this on the replay. That's why I encourage you, subscribe to this channel, stick around. And if you ever want to reach me, that's for anybody, including you, Lala, just email me in the about section. I'm all about business, but if there's things you have questions about, even in regards to my content, feel free to email me. Yeah, we could talk. I don't do consultations. I know some people do. I'm just really more or less the type, like, if you want to reach me, you can talk to me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm reachable, But let me see. Oh, yeah. Make sure that everyone hits that notification bell so that you get all of my uploads in real time. And let me scroll up to the top here, because Brown Do Life, I appreciate what you be doing, fam. If you ever want to tip yours truly, there you go. It's on the screen, okay? But also, it should be in the description section of this particular live stream for those listening to this on the replay. And you can click on the link here, the PayPal, if you want to tip yours truly. Once again, tip, not a donation. I'm not trying to say, hey, I need y'all to give me money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's great. But, just if somebody ever thought, hey, how can we, show you, like, tip you sometimes, hey, No expectation, just appreciation. You know what I'm saying? No obligation. But I just thought I'd put it out there because people have been asking, hey, how can we reach out to you a certain way, Ray? So there you go. Let me see some new comments. Emma said, Lala wants you to invade her cosmos, Ray J. Hey, I'm just, no comment, no comment. But hey, that's what's up, though. That's what's up. I could dig it. But yeah, I think this is cool. I think it's a good spinoff because I think things just need to be just taught from a different perspective. And I appreciate all the ladies for stopping by, especially you, Lala, Emma, Charlotte Swan, even the ladies listening to this on the replay, because I do have ladies that check out my live streams on the replay. I'm giving y'all a lot of shout outs right now because this is definitely a feminine oriented topic. But even for a lot of the fellas that check this live stream out, much love to y'all too, because y'all know, I don't be trying to talk like a lot of other people out here. So that's what I do. But yeah, I don't know if you're still in the building, Win, but kind of explain more of what you meant by Foxy, aka observes the scraps of husband's job and makes something. I was just curious about that, if you're still in the building. But I guess I'll from the standpoint, I think I might just shut it down from here. Let me see. Hour and 31 minutes. This has been interesting. And yeah, I got another live stream in a few days. Oh, and by the way, y'all, hold up. Let me scroll back to the top again. Let me see here. Where is that comment at? Where is it at? Oh yeah, it looks like Brown Do Life didn't put it in here, but no, it's no biggie. Not up to Brown Do Life, no biggie. Yeah, go to my spiritual channel, y'all. If you haven't subscribed to my spiritual channel, Mastermind Maestro, make sure you do that. Make sure that you do that because I'm gonna be over there breaking down Virtuous Woman. I did a part 1 to that live stream already. So you'll go over to that spiritual channel. You'll see that I broke down Proverbs chapter 31. I broke down part of that because it talks about the virtuous woman in that. And so also, and it looks like I got people behind the scenes sharing my live streams. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. I just got a notification. So that's what's up. Much love. You know what I'm saying? People will be working for me behind the scenes, just to give y'all an idea of how far yours truly has come along. Okay. But yeah, I'll be also breaking down there's going to be a part 2, I think, in the next few days over at the spiritual channel. So yeah, make sure that if y'all really want to, just talk more on more spiritual, esoteric things, subscribe also to my spiritual channel. Here at this channel, it's just mainly about, this is a social channel, but I just talk from a different perspective here at the social channel. But this is kind of just a door that opens you up to other possibilities. So my spiritual channel, Mastermind Maestro, is what I mean by that. But trying to think if there's anything that I left out from my typical closing statement here. Brought up notifications to y'all, subscribe to my channel, make sure you hit that like button. See, I do no script on this, no scripts, no notes, no scripts. Besides what I wanted to share with y'all, my little talking points. That's about it. Let me see what else I had to talk to y'all about. Otherwise, yeah, I would say from here, oh yeah, most definitely, Top. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, it's gonna yeah, most definitely. I got you. Yeah, it's gonna are you talking about this live stream? You can't share this live stream yet? You said Lala, 1 hour and 30 minutes of pure heat. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, sweetie. Yeah. But no matter what it looks like out there, y'all, it's only going to get better from here. Just keep that in mind. It's only going to get better from here. And I'm back by popular demand because I was supposed to be taking a break. But I have a lot of people that want me, they like, Ray, go live, Ray. So I'm like, okay. Like Kevin Hart. Okay. Oh, you said anything. Oh, okay. I got you, Top. Got you. Yeah, that's usually how you have to do it, though. Yeah, that's how you have to do it, Top. Oh, you just subscribe. Well, I appreciate that, Lala. I appreciate you subscribing. Ooh, la la la. Right on. But yeah, I'm gonna get on out of here, y'all. I'm gonna be over at my spiritual channel, I believe, tomorrow or within the next few days, and then I'm gonna be back here. I got a live stream coming up here in the next few days as well, so I'm gonna be back into it once again, but just still coming back in increments, you know. So, but I'm definitely back by popular demand, So, but y'all take care and keep showing the love, and it's only going to get better from here. That's all I can keep telling you. One day you're going to remember me saying, I told you so. Until next time, y'all, signing out. Much love. Yeah. Oh, you subscribe to the second channel. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Oh, yeah, I appreciate that, Lala. Yeah, that's cool. I appreciate that even more. Yeah, right on. That too. Yeah, subscribe. Yeah, everybody subscribe to my spiritual channel as well. Mastermind Maestro. Yes, indeed. Much love to y'all. Take care.